Hello and welcome to the next episode of Advanced Blueprint Tutorials. In this episode we'll be setting up reactive melee combat with hit reaction in two types working on multiplayer. So just to showcase what I've already done, let's launch in single player, one view. I am running this guy in debug mode so he can look around, turn in place. He has a sword and he has a locomotion. And he's moving in constant speed and there's nothing special about him. He can jump. Yeah, that's it. So how this guy is being set up is that here I have a new reactive combat game mode. You can find it. It will be part of the AGR examples, gameplay reactive combat, and it has just this pawn. And this pawn, if we go into it, you can see that it's just a standard pawn with an additional spring arm, camera, nothing fancy about it. Longsword that is attached to virtual bone weapon mount, just moved a little bit. Inputs are just copied from third person perspective template, but we'll modify it just a bit to showcase what you need to do reactive combat. And as for event graph, we have this init animation where we just set up aim offset, set up turn rotation type, and we set up a base pose to be Kobold Longsword. So in our core blueprint I made this Kobold Longsword one, and it's a very simplified way of, it's similar a bit to the one we have for pistol. So let's go into anim graph. This is just a jump blend and a grounded locomotion state machine, and you just got idle, moving, single stop animation. Oh, and by the way, this is not looping. And a turn in place animations, and that's it, nothing else. It's the same setup, something we already done in previous tutorials, so I didn't want to record it and put it here because that would be just a waste of time. So we got this, it's being plugged in here, no new variables, nothing groundbreaking here honestly. And in the character we just set up base animations, and for combat I've just placed all the setup here, and I've just made this register collision mesh by the name of sword. So this guy for now, he can't attack, he can't do anything, so let's make him attack, right? So let's go into our content and let's set a color, and this will have no color for now because we'll be using this a lot. Yeah, this is just has the long sword, and we want animations, root motion, and attack. So let's start with attack down. Oh, you know what? Let's open all of them and let's see which ones of those animations are actually good. Save everything. Now let's think. Like. Okay, that doesn't really matter that much because what we can do, we can just then move them however we want. So let's do it attack A, attack E, attack underscore C, attack underscore D. Okay, save all of them, and let's say that we will start with A. So we go into our character and we go into our combat master, and our first value for combat attack X will be this one. So okay, and we're not having more colliders than only this longsword, so I don't think we have to bother with. Okay, let's do it the proper way. So we should actually activate the weapon in the animation. So let's do that. So we just need to remember this name of the collider sword. So let's go into attack A, and we need to do some notifications. So first of all, we go doing AGR combat activate weapon. So activate weapon means we are activating sword and we're deactivating any other weapon, just in case we were using different attacks. Okay, another thing is that we need to specify what is the next combo. So the next combo attack for our combat attack X, I think it was X. Let's see. Yeah, combat attack X. Inline will be attack B, for example. So now you save it, and here we start the attack. So we need to add a notification state saying trace hit, and boom, this is where we stop tracing, or even further, why not? And here we'll do an instant buffer input, which means that here we will allow you to go into the next attack, but if you don't do anything up to here, then here we're doing a notification reset combo, and here we're doing notification ignore root motion. And our blend in will be smaller, like 0.15, blend out will be 0.25, so that's fine. 0.25 is like from here. So from here, when we are blending out, we are disabling root motion. So this is everything. Let's try it. Let's run. And now, okay, now we, in the project, we set it up. Yeah, it will be here, why not? We set up left and right trigger as an action input. So left trigger is just left mouse button, right trigger is right mouse button. So we want to use mouse for this, for being just faster. And what we want to do is take our master component and say try buffer input. Okay, and buffer input is the one that we specified here. So the buffer input is just a key, and this key can be literally anything. It doesn't matter. In my case, I am using the ones that I already created for the purpose of previous tutorials. So it will be combat attack X, so like the input, or B or Y or AB, or those are for, you know, different combinations of inputs. So I'm just using this. So when I'm trying to buffer this, I will look at my attack table and I will try to find this attack and I will try to trigger it. So let's try it, and I am triggering my attack. And am I trying to trace? I am trying to trace, but I haven't specified trace sockets on the sort. So let's go to the sort, let's find the sort, and it's a static mesh, but inside the static mesh we can also create a socket, and we can name this socket start, and this has to be the tip, not the base. It's a lot better this way. Okay, so this is the tip. Create socket stop and move it to the base, a bit higher actually even. Okay, like here. Play. And now I am doing those traces, and if I go slow-mo 0.2, you can see those traces, like they are not very visible when it comes down to color. Oh, and I can ignore root motion and blend out of this animation, so I can't move while root motion in the animation, but once it's almost ended I can start moving. Okay, so that works fine. Okay, so this is working, so let's see if my combo works. So now I want to do 1 and 2, and it works. Okay, so I have to go into my agile examples, blueprints, and melee attacks, and go into attack B, and do the exact same setup as I did before. So I will need 2 tracks. On one I am doing notification, activate weapon. The weapon is sword. Yet again, at the end of it I am doing notification reset combo, and around here I'm also adding ignore root motion at the end, and I am blending in at 0.25. That's actually fine because 0.25 is something like here, and the actual attack starts at yeah, 0.25 basically, so that's fine. So here and here I will start using the swing, so it will be trace hit and bam, stop tracing hit, and here you can do instant buffer input and just go here, from here. And did I forget about something? Oh yes, of course I did. I need to also do set next combo, and set next combo is attack C, but not the countess one, it's my attack C, and it's also on attack X. So I am just, you know, moving attack X to another animation. So this, and this should already work. So let's try it. One attack, second attack, third attack. Okay, that's cool. So I got this, and now I have to do this setup here as well. It's quite fast, so let's just do it. So activate weapon is sword, of course, yes. And by the way, I also need to disable other colliders, yes. And can you please stop closing my windows, thank you. Now set next combo is the last one, so it will be combo attack X, it will be attack D, which is just, there was no attack for the countess. And now let's pause it, and here you start to swing, so you do notification state, trace hit, bam, okay, you're done. And this is not the last one, so here you can start doing input, add notification state, and you want to do instant input buffer, because like from here you want to do instant input buffer that will allow you to attack up to, let's say, here. He will do reset combo, and here we will also do disable root motion. And now why we set this without any buffer, we will actually add a notification state and do buffer input that is not instant, okay, put it like here. So this means that if animation plays to this point, whenever you press a button anywhere on this timeline, it will start the next attack. However, this buffer input that is not instant buffer input, whenever you play your X button, it will still buffer the input, but it will wait until this moment and then activate the next attack. So we don't want to blend into next attack when you are with your back to the forward, because the blend of those animations would be just dramatically bad. That's why you need to wait and do the attack D once you finish your spin. So this is how you use all of those notifications from AGR pack. And that's it. You don't need anything else here. And then you go into attack D. And by the way, ignore those, because those are just from notifications on the preview. So this one will be a bit smaller, honestly, because this one will just have activate weapon, and it will be sword. And this one will also set next combo, but it will set next combo on attack X to be attack A again. So we might just do reset combo or set this, because reset combo would also reset the combo to the first one. But we want to just loop the entire attack to this one, and then here do trace hit up to here, and now here you have buffer input, and up to here you have buffer input, and from here you have buffer instant input. So you do this, and then you go bam up to somewhere around here, and you don't really need a reset combo, but we'll adding it just to remember that we always do that. And then we add this ignore disable root motion here. So 1.8, this is Q, 75, so from here, plus or minus. Okay, so this is the attack D. So now we should be able to do those 4 attacks in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is a very nice combo. Okay, but this guy doesn't rotate while attacking, and we want to change that, so let's go here and go into character movement and root, allow physics rotation during any root motion. So physics rotation is the standard rotation that character movement component is doing. So now when we attack, we can actually change our direction, and he will fluently try to rotate towards where we are looking at as fast as he can. Okay, so let's go back into this guy. Let's go into viewport. Let's make this camera boom something more ridiculous, like 600. Let's move it a bit up, like 60, and let's take a look. Okay, so now we have a bit different viewport, so we'll actually move the camera down a tab, and we'll make this Z offset 0. No, this would be up after all. Yeah, like 90 even. Let's see now. Oh, and we don't need Y offset to be anything as well. So let's just do it like this. Okay. Okay, a bit more witchery. So that's great. Let's add some flavor to it. Let's add maybe some traces to the sword or some sounds, but I can do it off screen later on. So yeah, you know what? Let's add sound and traces. Tags. And now if we go into Combat Master, we can add begin hit trace and end hit trace, which is more important. Because those are the moments that we start doing those line traces for the attacks. So the ones that we can see here in debug, like once we doing those actual attacks, we can do stuff. So what we want to do, we want to go into our content, trail pack, and particles, and let's say sword trail dark. Okay, and just add component, this particle dark, and what we want to do is end trails, start trail, begin trails. Okay, so in first socket, start, stop from center with one, this. I don't know if it requires some parameters. We're gonna see in a second if it works even. Yeah, it works. Okay, that's actually not bad. Do we have for these trails, is there there's no example map. Strong, so trail sparks. What's a trail sparks? Let's try this one. Bam. Expose parameters, there are no parameters. Okay. why it's like this. P strong, why not P strong? Okay, we can use this for now. This is fine. Okay, so we got this guy, he's doing combos, he's doing attacks, and one last thing we need to do is to register his hits. So we go into combat, we go handle register hit, obviously. So this is just start, stop, actual attack. And here we need to register, say, the variable hit actors. And hit actors will be an actor array, so object array. And we'll see if this hit break. Now let's take this somewhere here. So if this hit actor is already registered, don't do anything. We already covered that in many tutorials, but if it's not registered, then register it. And if you register it, then deal damage, right? So apply damage. Damage will be 1, and it will be the just damage type. Damage actor will be this actor. Or you know what? Apply point damage. And hit info is this hit info. Event instigator is wait, instigator, it has to be a controller, right? So get controller for the spawn. This is the instigator. Damage causer is self, because it's just this actor as a whole. We don't have a separate actor for anything else. Hit from direction. So that's basically the location, and base damage will be 1, and damage actor is this actor, and that's it, because he's actually taking the hit component and bold name and everything from this hit event directly, so the rest is irrelevant. So you just push this and draw debug sphere, or maybe, you know what, draw debug box, and just make it center of the impact point, and make it like 5 by 5 by 5. Line color will be white, and rotation is irrelevant, and duration is just 1 second, and thickness is just 1. File save, and just hit anything that can be applied damage will get hit. So yeah, we did hit that. Oh, I forgot about one important thing, like our sword no and doesn't block anything, and it's just no collision. Thank you. And custom no collision means no collision at all. Just no collision. Thank you. And it can actually even, yeah, just this. So no collision. It will no longer push boxes. We will as a character, but that's it. It registers hits. Okay, there was this box. Let's make this box a bit bigger. Let's say not 5, 5, 5, but 15, 15, 15. 3 times the size, it will be more noticeable. Oh, and maybe not white. I don't need this, I don't need this, and I don't need this anymore. Maybe not white, let's make it red, so we don't miss it. And now okay, yeah. Okay, but we cannot hit the same actor multiple times because we just added it to this list of ignores. So what we need to do is just take this ignore list, and when we start trace or end trace, actually on end trace I think will be better, we clear this, and you know what, we can clear out the start and at the end of the attack. So we just clear the list, clear hit list. Okay, so now we can hit per attack once, but we can hit the same actor with multiple attacks in a row. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can see that there are multiple hits because I think we are registering from the server as well. Yeah, because right now we're hitting on client and on the server. So what we can also do, go into combat and say trace only on server. Okay, now we still register hits, but those are hits only from the server. Okay, so this is awesome. So we can hit multiple actors at the same time in different locations. It's fine.